Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope that you see something today that will cause you to think, hey, I can make that too. This is a plain cross that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'll be turning it into a beautiful ribbon-filled cross for Resurrection Sunday, or some refer to it as Easter Sunday. This version of the cross that I made, I actually put lights to it. I didn't show it in the video, but I put lights to it, and you'll see when I am done. It's optional as to whether or not you want to put lights on it, but I think the lights give it just that extra touch. And I truly hope that you decide that you'd like to dupe this. And if you do, send me a picture. My Facebook page is Theresa Jeanette Scott. You can post a picture on that page to show me if you made a dupe. Yours will probably look better than mine, but hey, we're all here together. All right, here I am sitting at my craft table in my office. And as you can see, I have rolls of mesh, decorative mesh. And I only used white for this project, although you see blue and pink in the background. So what you're going to need is, I believe I used 6 rolls of wire mesh, decorative mesh, and I cut them in 30-inch strips, and you'll see why in a moment. And I really appreciate the fact that I could do it that way because it was much quicker than what I was trying to do before. And so I have my cutter, and I'm cutting on my cutting board, and I really like the cutter because I got less strands, stray strands. I got less of those when I use the cutting board. So here you see me rolling it up. The first end I rolled up, I did 5 rolls, and I clipped it. Then I went to the other end, I did 5 rolls, and then I started scrunching it in the middle to make it look like it's more than one roll on there. And I really like that because it saves on mesh, and it saves on time. So as you can see, I just made that one, and just to show you how that one right there was something that I was going to use. I started off cutting them at 8-inch strips, and then I saw a video where the lady was saying how to use 30 inches, and I followed that. I'll put her name down in the drop box along with all of the other things that you'll need for this project. See there, I'm demonstrating to you that I'm using the inner pieces of the cross, the inner pieces of the frame, to secure the mesh to with the pipe cleaners. Some people call them other things, but I call them pipe cleaners. Some people call them Chanel sticks. I just call them pipe cleaners. So that's what we use to adhere them to the frame. And look how full that is. Look how nice and full that is. Okay, I've skipped on that. I went to the cross part. Let me tell you, I only used, I think for the bottom I only used 5. For the middle I used 4. And for the rest of them, I believe I used 4 on each one. Because these are 30 inches, it just makes it so full. You don't have to use so many bundles of this on here. And I really like that because my hands were not really cooperating with me this morning. This was 5 o'clock in the morning. My hands were hurting so bad because I have lupus. And if any of you have lupus or any other chronic illness that'll cause your joints to hurt, you know what I mean. And as you saw right there, I was twirling the cross trying to tighten the pipe cleaners because my hands were not cooperating. So sometimes I have to improvise and just twist the whole frame in order to be able to tighten the Chanel sticks or the pipe cleaners to the frame. And I'm just going to show you a few more pieces. And look how fast that it's getting full, meaning you don't really need a whole lot of the wire mesh, the decorative mesh. And yes, I purchased the mesh from the Dollar Tree. Also purchased the cross from the Dollar Tree. The cutting tool that you see laying on the pink mat, I got that from Amazon, as well as the mat. They came in a set. So I got that off of Amazon sometime last year. So I'm not really sure how much that costs. But see how quickly this is going, that making this cross is really quick. The other way I was doing it by cutting 8-inch strips and trying to cut 2 8-inch strips and twist them together and get it on there was just too much. So I have a better way, and I thank the lady. I'll put her name in the description box below to let you know what her name is and give her credit for helping me to get this done. Because for real, y'all, if y'all see the other one that I attempted to do, you would be laughing like, no, girl, please give it a rest. Don't do it. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. But it's all good. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Even with lupus, even with another chronic disease maybe you might have, sometimes we just got to push past what we're feeling and do what we have to do. And that's what I was doing this morning at 5 o'clock. I like the way that goes, and I fold it in half, and then I put the pipe cleaner there, and I twist it as tight as my fingers will let me. And you see I'm using different color pipe cleaners. It doesn't really matter what color you use because they are going to be hidden, so you won't even see them. And FYI, I was using white decorative mesh. I was using white with pink highlights in it, and I ran out of that, so I began to use the white mesh with the silver in it. And I started to put the silver on there, and I didn't like the way it looked. You could just tell the drastic difference. So I went back and I changed it and put the pink. I exchanged the pink from the bottom of the cross and put, the silver in there. I couldn't do all that silver packed up there like that. Y'all would have been like, girl, what's wrong with you? You colorblind? No, I'm not. But anyway, if you have any suggestions of how I can make this even easier, although I think this is like the super easiest that I've ever had to do this, send me your suggestions, send me comments, let me know. Again, if you make one, let me see it. Put it on my page, Theresa Jeanette Scott, on Facebook. And y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I don't even know my name on Instagram. But I'll go and look it up and put it in the description box, so you can go on my Instagram and show it on there. I did post a picture of it this morning on Instagram after I got done. And really, this really took me about, with the cutting and putting it on, it only took me about an hour. I'm not even sure it took an hour because it was so quick doing it that 30-inch way. It was like boom, boom, boom. And I really like that. See, there it is. Now I'm taking the pink off the bottom. The ones with the pink highlights, I'm taking it off the bottom so I can put it up at the top, so it won't be such a heavy presence of silver up there. If you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to make it make sense. So that's the cross there. And right there, I'm just cutting off some strands. And I saw someone else, and I can't remember who it was because it was a while ago. And that's when the diva heads were coming out around Christmas time. And the person sprayed E6000 spray. I didn't even know if there was an E6000 spray. There it is, the E6000 spray on there to keep the mesh from unraveling. You don't want to make something beautiful and then all of a sudden the strands are raveling. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm spraying on the E6000, and it does not leave any residue or anything like that. You'll be good. All right, here is the finished project. Kind of looks like a little face in there. Okay, looks like a little face in there, but it's not. That is the end result of the cross with wire mesh. And there it is, lighted up. I did get the lights from Amazon, and I got the idea of getting these lights from Will's DIY. I love his artwork, his work that he does. And I got the idea of getting these lights, these fairy lights, and they are bright. So I used 2 strands of fairy lights. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you again for stopping by.